Now, Dante from Devil May Cry is undoubtedly a prolific warrior. Over the years, we've seen him fight every kind of demon and monster that DMC's Twisted Universe could throw at him, and he still comes out on top. But, well, lately, we've been wondering about what it is that makes him so damn powerful. Some of the first things we noticed were his iconic pistols, Ebony and Ivory, two guns that have appeared with Dante in every single one of his appearances. Thus, in this marvelous video, we'll be diving deep into the secrets behind these infamous firearms to see what makes them so suitable for hunting demons. But before we move ahead, please take a moment to hit the like and subscribe buttons. It might be just a small click for you, but to us, it means an awful lot. Now that that's out of the way, let's begin our violent journey.
You just came out to play.
Who created the Ebony and Ivory guns in Devil May Cry, and what are their origins? As we all know by now, Ebony and Ivory are the trademark pistols that everyone's favorite demon hunter, Dante, carries with him at all times. These personally customized, semi-automatic instruments of death are designed to overwhelm enemies with a rapid onslaught of bullets. Dante instills the bullets coming out of the barrels of these guns with his own demonic power, making them even more dangerous. The left-handed black gun is titled Ebony and has been specifically modified to allow for long-distance targeting and comfort. Meanwhile, the right-handed white gun, Ivory, takes care of the paid fire and has an incredibly fast draw time. These are definitely among the most recognizable of Dante's weapons, and for good reason. These classic guns were made for Dante by Nell Goldstein, Nico's grandmother, and are specifically designed for Dante. The only drawback of these guns is they don't do as much damage as the weapons later acquired by Dante, but these guns do help with a lot of combos in Devil May Cry. These weapons have been around for quite some time now, and it's pretty certain that they won't be going anywhere in the future either. What are Ebony and Ivory's abilities in combat? Though Ebony and Ivory have the greatest fire rate and mobility out of all the weapons in Dante's arsenal, they also do the lowest damage. These are primarily designed to juggle enemies and perform extended combos with enemies that get out of range. These guns also tend to slow down the speed of Dante's descent, but when these guns are used in tandem with their juggling abilities, they can allow a player to reposition themselves. In the first game, Ebony and Ivory are Dante's only ranged weapons at the start of the game. They basically have no moveset beyond simply firing, but when Dante acquires the living devil arm, Alistair, Ebony and Ivory gain the ability to fire shots that are charged with a certain demonic energy. Each of the bullets fired by these guns in the Devil Trigger mode will be charged with this special energy, and the player can manually charge the guns by holding on to the shoot button. The second method will only allow for a short period in which the weapon fires charged shots without the use of the DT gauge. Charged bullets have a variety of effects, such as increased damage, improved hit stun, knockdown, and impact effects. They also have the added advantage of offering a superior boost to the stylish rank over normal gunfire by removing the normal stale cap and enabling the player to hit stylish based on gunfire alone. In Devil May Cry 2, Ebony and Ivory lose the ability to be charged. This game also marks the first appearance of twosome time, in which Dante shoots Ivory in another direction if the enemy is nearby and Dante himself is correctly positioned. This is also where the developers introduced the concept of the rainstorm, where after jumping, Dante flips upside down and rains bullets on his enemies below. Aptly named, we must say. Later, in Devil May Cry 3, Ivory and Ebony are only capable of shooting on their own and are literally the only weapons that can be accessed during the free ride. Using Gunslinger allows Dante to unleash their full potential, making the shots more rapid and even activating the charged shots. These pistols can now be used to fire in two different directions, allowing the player some control over enemy positions. In DMC4, the guns work in the same way, and Rainstorm is even made easier to execute, with the player only needing to hold the style button to execute this technique. What are the real-world inspirations for these guns, and what makes Ebony and Ivory different? Both Ivory and Ebony are inspired by M1911 style handguns and are said to use 45 ACP rounds. Though this might seem standard, there are a lot of features that make these guns different from any you might have seen before. For instance, both these pistols have been modified with pivot-style triggers as opposed to the 1911's usual straight-pull triggers. This modification bears a close resemblance to the Browning high-power pistols. In addition to this, the guns also feature unique custom sights. The Ebony possesses precision target sights, while the Ivory has been fitted with practical combat sights. Each of these powerful pistols is also equipped with muzzle compensators that reduce recoil and muzzle flip, while the extended barrels have also been ported to match. The slides of these guns have also been thickened and now resemble the Sig Sauer's M1911 models, which greatly enhances the weapon's durability and stability. They also sport mounted rails on the forward frames, anchoring the compensators. They also have their fair share of bling, as both Ivory and Ebony boast gold-plated functional components like hammers, triggers, safety switches, and magazine releases. Ebony has a hooked two-handed trigger that asks for a more aggressive grip, while Ivory retains a far more classic design. The ergonomic wood grips on these guns are inlaid with portraits from the Victorian era, with Ebony showcasing a dark-haired woman, while Ivory has its blonde-haired counterpart. Another notable feature is the ejection port on the left, which accommodates left-handed users. Variations of these designs can be seen all throughout the Devil May Cry series. For example, in the original game, Ebony has an extended thumb safety switch and Sir Hammer, while Ivory has a ring hammer with standard safety. However, the later games would standardize both these features until DMC5 gave both guns a distinct hammer. In DMC3 and DMC5, Ivory's frame and slide are fully mirrored for left-handed operation, and each slide bears Ebony and Ivory, along with piano key designs on the inward-facing side. On the outer side, one can read the words "For Tony Redgrave" by 45 Art Works, which is a tribute from Goldstein, the gunsmith. How do Ebony and Ivory perform in Devil May Cry 5? In DMC5, both Ebony and Ivory receive significant upgrades that increase both their power and rate of fire. The key to these enhancements is undoubtedly the automatic charging of the infamous charge shot while in gunslinger style. DMC5 also introduces gameplay mechanics to help differentiate between the two guns in gunslinger mode. Pressing down on the regular shoot button fires 3 rapid bursts of deadly firepower at the enemy, while the style button unleashes single high-power shots from Ebony that stagger enemies. When fully charged, Ivory's bullets are capable of making their way through multiple foes, while Ebony's rounds explode violently on impact, adding tactical depth. The twosome time mechanic can also be activated far quicker by alternating between the fire buttons of each gun and then repeatedly pressing on the second during this period. Dante shoots one gun forward while the player can then aim the second in 4 different directions using the movement stick. Honeycomb fire is also completely independent of twosome time and can be executed using back to forward input. The movie Rainstorm also sees a complete overhaul in this interaction. This was previously just a vertical move, but now it gives players control over Dante's descent. The animation starts as Dante fires outwards, then brings both guns together to fire below him. How do Ebony and Ivory have so much ammunition? Now, after hearing so much about these guns, it's only natural to ask how they have so much ammunition. We've never really seen Dante reload his guns in any form of media whatsoever, even though he was shown carrying ammo in the Devil May Cry animated series. Well, most fans believe that it's not necessary for Dante to carry ammunition, as he summons the bullets into the magazines using his demonic energy. But then, if the man is capable of summoning matter, why does he limit himself to just bullets? I guess we'll have to wait for the creators to confirm this one. How are Ebony and Ivory featured in other media? Since Ebony and Ivory have become so recognizable over the years, it was only a matter of time before they made appearances in other series. In Shin Megami Tensei Nocturne, Dante wields these guns for 3 special attacks: E&I, which delivers up to 4 light physical hits on one target, Twosome Time, which deals unavoidable moderate damage, and Showtime, which uses Rainstorm in a combo that inflicts heavy almighty damage to all foes. In Shin Megami Tensei DX2, they're featured in Dante's Rapid Shot passive, enhancing the basic attack to a 5-hit physical common with high crit potential. The guns also appear in Beautiful Joe, where Dante uses them, especially for ranged attacks. In Sengoku Basara, Nojim is the one who wields a version of Ebony and Ivory as her 6th weapon. In Marvel vs. Capcom 3, Dante is endowed with several new and stylish gun-based moves, which include Ebony and Ivory. Then, in Teppen, Dante Ebony and Ivory Hero Art allows all the friendly units to trigger Resonate twice whenever an action card is played, emphasizing their supportive utility. The guns also appear in the DMC collaboration, Monster Hunter World, where players can perform a flashy shooting animation with these guns, mimicking Dante's style. What is the background and significance of Ebony and Ivory's design? Ebony and Ivory are said to be named after a song composed by Paul McCartney and Stevie Wonder, which also serves as a direct reference to the black and white colors seen on a piano. What interesting trivia surrounds Ebony and Ivory? With such a rich history, it's not really surprising that Ebony and Ivory have a bunch of trivia scattered all across the DMC franchise. These guns are used by numerous people other than Dante over the years, like Virgil, who uses them against Arkham, stating that he'll try Dante's way for once. In the animated series, Lady is also shown using these undercover, while Sid uses them briefly against Dante. Patty also uses them under a spell, turning them on Dante of all people. He has also finished off numerous bosses using these guns, including Mundus, Arkham, and Ansktis. Secret ending of DMC4, we can see Dante reading a magazine that features these guns and even calls the weapons girls out of fondness in DMC. We're sure that these aren't the only interesting trivia bits about these guns, so let us know about anything we missed in the comments down below. Marvelous verdict! This video makes it evident that both Ivory and Ebony have a rich legacy. They aren't just guns, but literal embodiments of Dante's style, flair, and personality. Their detailed craftsmanship and unique customizations have made these guns a genuine symbol of the Devil May Cry series, but we want to know which one of Dante's weapons is your favorite. In the comments down below, and also don't forget to subscribe in order to stay up to date with all of our marvelous content. For now, but don't worry because we'll catch you with the next one pretty soon. Watching, stay safe out there, and have a marvelous day.